following gameplay commentary is rated X for extreme. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on, guys? Samson here, aka the Extreme Gaming Guru, back again, bringing you guys another custom difficulty sliders video right here on that Extreme Wrestling channel. If you saw my last sliders video, that was meant to make the game a little bit more epic while making it a little bit more realistic. This time we're going to try and make the game a little bit more simulation-like, so still going to be difficult, still going to be realistic, but it's going to be more of that simulation type game as opposed to arcade type sliders. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is we're going to come over here to the options menu and we're going to click into the gameplay. Now, first things first, I've set everything back to default, but if you did check out my last sliders video, a lot of these are going to seem familiar. So difficulty, first thing, got to crank that up to legend. Weight detection, we're going to keep that on simulation. Reversal limit, we're going to keep that on. That's integral. If you turn it off, it's going to make it super arcade-like, and that's what we're trying to go against. We're going to keep reversal limit on. Submission minigame, that's personal preference to you. Injuries, once again, personal preference. I like to keep them on. Rope break, automatic. Now, I had some comments on my last slider video. People saying, you know, because I turned these off, it makes it unrealistic. While that is true, I guess, you know, you do get the foot under the ropes and all that stuff, where do the automatic rope break. This year, they actually have the rope break skill. So what I like to do is actually go in and check out the wrestler's skills, and if they don't have it, I put rope break skill on each and every wrestler. That way, if you're close enough to the ropes, you'll see a prompt. Well, in our case, we won't because we turn those off. But you can hit the B button, and it'll grab the ropes, and if the referee sees it, he sees it. If he doesn't, it doesn't. To me, it just makes it a little bit more realistic. I'm not a big fan of automatic rope breaks, so that's why I turn it off. Entrance run-in play mode. We're going to put that to player. Mid-match run-in, we're going to keep that on. Blood, of course, default off. No, I don't think so. We like it extreme. We're going to turn that on. Subtitles, don't really need them. Language, of course, make it your own language. Now moving on, we're going to go over to the match options here. Now Superstar HUD, once again, we're going to turn that off. Fatigue, we're going to leave that on. Control help, turn that off. Reversal prompt, off. That's going to turn off reversal timing assist, of course. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult, which is always a good thing. Camera cuts, we're going to keep those on. I like the camera angles. Camera shakes, this is when the camera shakes, like when you're got a guy pinned up in the corner and you're giving him like the 10 punches and stuff. You'll see the camera shake, or it'll shake on impacts. So you can turn it off if you want. I'm going to leave it on. Ringside camera cuts, default off. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to turn that on because I do enjoy the ringside cameras. Replay, I'm actually going to turn that off. I find when you're trying to do glitches and stuff like the flaming tables and stuff like that, replays just mess that up, so I'm just going to turn that off. Post-match replay, I'm going to keep that on. Run-in breakout HUD, we're going to turn that off. That's the HUD that pops up where you get to pick your weapon and stuff like that. Just know that it's there, and that way, you know, when you do pick a weapon, you'll be kind of surprised what you get too, which is kind of cool. Display referee counts, going to keep that off. Images, we're going to turn that off just because I use my own images. Controller vibration, personal preference, but I'd like to turn that off. I like to save my batteries a little bit. Now, down to the meat and potatoes, once again, this is where we're going to turn it into a more simulation type game. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to crank it up, and then we're going to go 4 notches down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's pretty much going to be our base for a lot of the meters here. So we're going to go down to standing grapple reversal rate, crank it up, and then 4 notches down. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now ground strike reversal rate and AI ground grapple reversal rate. Usually I have these cranked up in the more difficult, you know, more epic sliders. That way the computer reverses everything it physically possibly can. But to make these a little bit more realistic, we're actually going to crank it down, and then we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to go up 4 notches. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do that the same for the strike reversal here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now finisher reversal rate, we're going to do the same as the standing strike and the standing grapple. Up all the way, and then down 4. Same with the foreign object. Now entrance run in. This is going to be how often they run in. I actually like to turn that down all the way because I don't like to see it that happen. I don't like to see it happen that often, man. I'm getting all tongue-tied here. And referee downtime, we want to crank that up, give ourselves opportunity if you're playing in a regular match. Get some illegal activities in there. Now, special move strength, we're going to crank that all the way up. Foreign object strength, we're going to crank that up, and then we're going to move it down 1, maybe 2 notches. I'll say 2 notches probably would be best there. Now, chain wrestling duration here, we're going to keep that cranked. Now we're going to go over to balancing 2, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing that we did with the AIs. And we're going to go all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 notches down. Same with these, we're going to go all the way down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this influences not only how easy it is for you to reverse, but how often you actually see the computer reverse. Whereas the other ones, that's the rate at which they try reversals. This is how often the reversals actually succeed. So there you go. Finish your reversal, once again, crank that up, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Same with foreign object. Now, making it 4 notches down, what that actually does is it makes it so you get to go on these little tyrants and you get to beat down the opponent a little bit. You don't have to worry about them like reversing every single move because what we do next is this is where the simulation is really going to come in. So stamina cost, we're actually going to crank that all the way up. Now, stamina recovery rate, we're going to crank it all the way down. Stun recovery rate, all the way down. Reversal recovery rate, all the way down. So what this pretty much means is for every move that you do, the stamina to do that move is as much as it can be. And you're going to get that stamina back very, very slowly. And that's going to be the same with your reversals. So if you're careless with your reversals and you reverse every single move, you're going to find that you don't have any reversals left. And they take a really long time to build up. So you're going to be getting beat down. You could get pinned in that, especially if you're tired. If you have no stamina and no reversals, expect to get pinned. So yeah, that's what I mean by realistic here. Now, squash match rate, this is up to you, but I like to turn it down and then I just put it up 1 notch. So it happens every once in a while, but it's not really something that is, common, because you don't really see it that often in WWE unless it's just like, a superstar versus a jobber, which doesn't happen very often. So that's pretty much it as far as the sliders and everything like that. The other thing that you can do is, of course, when you go to actually play a match, here for instance, or just do a normal match, but this is where you can actually make it a little bit more realistic too. So you see on the bottom there, right beside entrance on, you got momentum. You always want to make sure that that is set to slow, right? So normal, fast is if you're going to do like an arcade kind of thing, but you always play on slow momentum. This is going to make it as realistic as possible. It's going to help the pacing of the match. It's going to take a while to build up the momentum, so you're not going to see a finisher like right off the bat. Now, another thing you can actually do is go into the match options. You're going to go to custom match rules, and it's actually over on the 3rd menu here. You see this right here, recovery time. Right now it's set to normal. You actually want to set that to very long. Now, what that is going to do, so you have your stamina and everything, it's going to recover super slow because we got all the sliders down. And recovery time, this is going to make it so when you do a big powerful move, like if you hit an F5 or a big choke slam or you put somebody through a table, something like that, it's going to take a lot longer for them to recover from that move. So it's just going to make it that much more realistic and that much more challenging, and that's what I like. But anyways, guys, if you use these sliders, you take advantage of the options here in your actual match options here. Take advantage of those. You're going to find that the game is a little bit different. It's a lot slower paced. If you do come out and you're just like, hitting move, you're going to run out of stamina really quick. And when you do build up a finisher, you're not going to have the stamina to get it. So, you got to watch your reversals, you got to watch your moves, you got to take your time, play it in a more realistic fashion. And right now, this is my personal favorite sliders. Like, I'm a big fan of the Epic sliders because you get those 5-star matches all the time. But this is what I'm playing currently. So I hope you guys enjoy them. Definitely let me know what you think of these sliders after you play tested them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Click that like button with us. Too sweet. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.